Hello my minions, welcome back to James and the Giant Peach Book Club. Today we'll be doing part 2, chapters 11 to 20. I hope you enjoyed the last video where we discussed the first 10 chapters, and if you already haven't done so or read the book, go back and check out those parts. Like always, I'll be asking questions along the way, so please answer the questions in the comment section. Let's get started. Ba-bam, bam, ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. So we didn't get to go over all of the ending of part 1, which is about chapters 7 to 10. But to summarize, pretty much the ants decide to make some money off of this gigantic peach by having paying customers come and see it. Of course, during all this time, James is locked up in his bedroom and can't even see what is going on. Now, it's nighttime and James decides to go outside and explore the giant peach a little bit now that everyone's gone. He goes and he magically finds an opening in the peach. He's a little bit scared, but he decides to go into it anyways. And what does he find? Giant bugs. To continue from last video's theme, James is constantly being frightened. He's getting scared of many events that are coming at him. And this time, it's not adults, right? It's not these crazy, scary ants or this strange old man. In fact, they're scary, gigantic bugs. Okay, now I don't know what's worse. Now, this is my first question to you. Would you rather choose the scary ants or the giant bugs? Personally, I am terrified of bugs and insects, so I think I'd probably choose the ants, even though the ants are terrifying as well. But what do you think? I want to know what you think. So that is question 1. Which one would you rather choose? And make sure to tell me why. I don't want single word answers like, I'd rather choose ant. Ba-bam. Okay, after getting to know the insects, the centipede seems to take the reader's attention. Why? Well, probably because he's very loud. He immediately yells at James, telling him, hey, help me with my 100 boots, which is apparently 42. So he seems to be even a little bit of a liar here. Then he's the one to yell out, lights out, when he wants to sleep. So he seems to be like this a little bit of a crybaby going on here. Okay, even though technically all the insects are adults and the only child in this peach is James. Also, he's a jokester. Does any of you have any friends that are always joking around? They're always laughing? Well, this is probably what Centipede is like. Now, question 2. James seems to actually like this crying baby Centipede. Why? Why is he liking this crying baby? The answer can be found in chapter 13, or you can put yourself into James's shoes and think, why would someone like James want to have someone like Centipede with them? Okay, that is number 2. Ba-bam. It's the next day, chapter 14. The book is officially started. The adventure has begun. James actually never agreed to go on this adventure. He's kind of forced to just go along with it. Now, for question 3, we're gonna think about what is going on in James's mind at this very moment. Okay, let's again put yourself into James's shoes. Just a day ago, he was locked up in the bedroom. At nighttime, he just goes inside this mysterious giant peach. He sleeps with other giant bugs. And the next day he wakes up to hear that they're gonna cut off the peach and they're just gonna roll down the hill and they have no clue where they're gonna go. It seems that having no clue where to go is the exciting part of it. They have no clue where they're going, but they're excited to go. So question 3, what do you think is on James's mind? Do you think he's excited about going on this trip? Why or why not? Ba-bam. Alright, now, the peach is rolling. You have to stretch out that word because it's gonna roll for a long time. Now, the first mission of this peach is to squash the ants to death. Okay, yes, they do die, unlike the movie in which they don't. But they don't just die. Okay, we have to kind of unpack how they die here, and it's kind of important. I think Roald Dahl really wants us to understand why they died. It seems that from the way the author describes the role and the ant's death, it seems that they had enough time to get away from the peach, but they couldn't. So for this next question, you have to read this section very carefully. There's this one chapter dedicated to the death of the 2 ants, which is the chapter after it starts rolling. Okay, so read this chapter very carefully and think about why the ants couldn't get away from it. Question number 4, why couldn't the ants get away from the giant peach? Why did they have to get squashed? Think about this very carefully, read it very carefully, and explain why. Ba-bam. Okay, now this is the last part. The peach rolls and rolls, and eventually we're nearing the end of the rolling. But Unlike the paradise that they were expecting to land on, they find themselves in the middle of the ocean. And if that wasn't enough, they are soon surrounded by sharks nibbling away at the peach. Now everyone on the peach are terrified, except James. In fact, James is actually optimistic about the situation and calms the crew down, thinking that it's all gonna be okay. He's also the one to find out that the peach is actually not sinking, and when everyone soon fear about not having food, ba-bam, James is the only one that finds out that they can just eat the peach. This is probably obvious to everyone, even all the readers, but it wasn't obvious to the insects. I mean, the insects may have gotten bigger, but certainly not their brains. Our final question for today, number 5. Why do you think James is able to stay so calm? Ba-bam. That is for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching part 2 of James and the Giant Peach. Like always, answer the questions in the comments below. Make sure to tell me which number you have answered, or you can click in the link in the description below to get your own full worksheet. The next part will be chapters 21 to 30, so make sure to read that for homework. Okay, so I'll see you next week for part 3. Bye-bye. Ba-bam, bam, ba-bam, 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 bam, ba-bam, 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 bam, ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam.